Hi guys, my name is Awful Edward Walcott. Let me ask you a question. Do you sometimes struggle with negative thinking and want to know how you can really stop thinking negatively? Well, I'm going to give you first of all 5 steps that I've used to help myself and many other people in a whole range of businesses, both businesses and charities also. Well, but first of all though, I want to tell you a bit about my story. I want to give you an analogy because years ago when I knew that my calling in life was to really help people like you and empower people, especially in business, but also in their thinking as well. And I realized that it really all starts, all success, with learning to think of yourself in a really positive way. And people often struggle both in business and in ordinary life with low self-esteem, especially, for example, in my niche. What I do is I largely focus on using literally helping entrepreneurs in the business sector to leverage the internet to actually make a massive income very quickly. However,
Everybody, my name is Coolwinda, and this is a short video, a testimonial video for my friend Orville Edward Walcott. He is a truly inspirational leader, and if you're looking for somebody to mentor you for your online business and to get leads and to really help you stay motivated and to let you know that you can do it, he is the guy that you want to go to. He's really inspirational. He's very motivational, and he can actually get you the results and give you the support that you need. A lot of people out there, they basically would help you in the beginning and then they would leave you to get on with it on your own. However, he doesn't do that. He really does help you in getting the results that you need and will help you to get to the stage that you want to get in your business as well. So if you really want to find somebody to help you, then I suggest you get in contact with Orville Edward Walcott, because he is your guy.
Find is there are 2 elements to that. There's a tactical, but there's also the mindset. And I want to talk about mindset and how to overcome negative thinking. Let me share with you a story first of all, which I think you're going to see if you can relate to. I read years ago that literally there's the power of how conditioning works. I want to share it with you. So when it comes, I want you to imagine a circus. Now, in a circus, what you have, amongst other trapeze artists and so forth, you tend to have elephants. Listen to the old circuses. And I then discovered how when they get elephants, there's a certain way they do to make sure that elephants, these gigantic beasts, I don't know how much they weigh, to make sure elephants never, ever try to escape the circus. Now, if you're watching the TV, turn it off. If you've got the phone on, turn it. Whatever you're doing, I need for the next few minutes your undivided attention, because what I found is this, in bringing about transformation in your thinking, is that it's about 2 things. It's about the information, but also about the readiness of the person to hear it. So again, if you're watching anything TV, go somewhere quiet. Then for the next few minutes, I have your undivided attention, because after this, if you are ready to hear this, not just listening, but really ready to hear this, this video is going to change your life. Why? All change starts with how you think, how you perceive yourself. So keep listening. So, a gigantic elephant. Here's what they do to make sure the elephant never, ever escapes or even thinks of escaping from the circus. This gigantic beast, something that no human being can stand in front of and stop. Here's what they do to control it. Keep listening. They get a young elephant, a baby elephant, and they tie it, they chain it to a tether, sort of a stick of wood or metal, and they put that in the ground, and they chain the elephant's foot to this tether. And what happens is, if you imagine a tether, a stick in the ground, like a stick in the ground, they chain the elephant to it. So the elephant only walks around that tether, obviously in a circle. As it begins to grow after a few months, they'll then take this chain off. And of course, the elephant naturally walks within that circle because it perceives that circle as safe. Now, the split second the elephant steps outside that circle, what they do is they get a stick and they beat the elephant on the leg. Therefore, it associates stepping outside that circle with pain, and then the elephant gets inside the circle again. Then they chain it again, and the elephant, as it grows physically bigger, they keep doing the same thing. The elephant is chained to his tether, and he goes round and round and round and round in the circle. And again, they take the chain off, and the elephant may occasionally step outside this circle. Then they beat it, but the elephant now begins to stay inside this circle. And guess what? As the elephant grows physically bigger and bigger and bigger, they can take the chain off, and the elephant, this gigantic, God-given, powerful beast, will never, ever, ever step outside the circle. Now, it should be glaringly obvious to how this fits into your life, but if not, let me explain it to you. All of us have been raised in a particular environment, and your environment shapes you more than you know. Now, there's a question of with your negative thinking or your limited thinking, what is it a result of? Your environment, your mom, your dad, where you were raised, plays a huge importance, a huge impact on how you perceive yourself and what you truly believe is possible for your life. Now, the key thing is that what I'm going to say may be a little bit uncomfortable, but the key thing is that this video is all about how to overcome and get over negative thinking. Therefore, you can go on to achieve and accomplish what you are meant to do, because whether what you're meant to do, what you feel you're meant to do, is contributing more in terms of businesses or charities or whatever it is you're doing, it doesn't matter if anyone shows you tactically what to do. Until your mindset is right, you will not do that thing. Let me give you again a story about myself before I go into the 5 ways that have really helped me, and why then you want to click the link down below to go through to get access to a free resource I'm going to give you in a moment. Would you believe that and you won't believe this by looking at my YouTube channel, how many videos there are, but literally I was terrified at the prospect of doing YouTube videos. Literally years ago, I'd done some videos on YouTube and some other live videos as well, and they did not go well, and literally I had a bit of a negative response as well. And so literally I thought, who wants that level of aggravation? I then began doing some real powerful reflection. I then began to ask myself and write down, why do I believe that God put me on this earth for? I believe every single person has a mission, a why, a W-H-Y. Someone once said, Les Brown, the coach said this, that there are 2 most important days in your life. The first day is the day you were born. The second day is the reason you discover why. Now, the key thing is that I realize that I'm put on this earth for one reason, one primary reason, that is to inspire people and empower them to become all that they can be. Therefore, I then realize that I have a duty to share on the biggest platforms I can how to empower people to overcome negative thinking and go on to achieve the life that you deserve and to become the winners that you were always created to be. Now, I'm going to give you again. And with that burning conviction, I was then able to say, you know what, okay, I'm going to start making my small wins and start taking small steps to overcome that. And the reason why I say that is I'm going to give you 5 steps which have worked for me and many of those in my teams to actually overcome negative thinking. Now, before I go into that, I wanted to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also as well, in all of my videos, I always give you a free value-packed resource, which I'm going to give you when you click the link down below to gain access to my free, it's worth $497, but it's going to be yours for free. It's a free resource whereby I show you how to take action steps if you want to literally, go take this confidence training I'm going to give you, and then you combine the confidence training with tactical methods to actually grow your business online, then you're going to want to click down below, because what I do is I've decided to take one of my programs with over $497 and give it to you for free in one set of 5-step videos when you click the link down below for free. And you're going to see the video, the testimonials that so many people are getting. But let me share with you first of all 5 steps, and there are more, but they're the 5 biggest steps that have worked for me and those in my teams when it comes to helping you to get over negative thinking. And it's my pleasure to share it with you. Number 1 is to be aware of the impact that your environment has had on you. So let's just be real. If your mom or your dad or your teachers when you were younger said to you, you can't achieve, you're thick, you're stupid, you can't achieve, then the way your mind works is this. Your formative years, they used to say between 0 and 7, 0 and 5. I actually have heard recently that a baby's 90% of the infant's cognitive faculties are come about between the age of 0 and 2, but which is shocking to me in terms of how important the early years are. But the point is this: a young baby, a young child absorbs so much information from their environment, and what that does, that comprises that child, that person's idea of what is possible for their lives. All of us, this is horrible to admit, all of us put limits on what we think is possible based on our environment. All of us feel safe according to how we are raised. For example, I know friends of mine, for example, their parents are in business. They're either maybe have medical practices, they're architects' practices, they have property portfolios. It could be fixed income derivatives, whatever it is. Their parents did that. Therefore, their child have done that and doing very well. And I spoke to them. And I said to them, "Was it risky? Did it feel risky doing that?" And their response is always no. I asked them why. Simple, because I saw mom and dad doing it. I know it works. I've seen mom and dad go through the emotional journey of struggle, then huge success. Therefore, I know it can be done. So conversely, if you haven't had that, where then do you get that confidence from? Where then do you overcome that negative thinking that whereby in your heart you know you want to achieve and accomplish something, but you feel that something is pulling you back, telling you, you can't do that. People from your environment, they don't achieve. Who do you think you are? And then, of course, it's exacerbated when you then have friends around you. Or I'll come back to friends in a minute. So that's a huge area in terms of the importance of the friends you keep. I'll come on to this in a second. But when you then have your own thoughts telling you that, can you really achieve this? Can you really achieve this? One of the guys in my business is Mark. Mark grew up in a very low income area in America, in Los Angeles. And he said the biggest thing for him before he actually broke through and got rid of his negative stinking thinking was he was born in one of the projects in Los Angeles. And he said the biggest thing for him was he'd go to all these training, all these seminars. But he said there's a nagging voice in the back of his mind that said, but people like me don't really achieve. And he said he had to realise that no matter how much tactical knowledge he learned about growing a business, he had to it's really about an inside job in terms of reading different material, getting into personal development, reading positive material, people like Les Brown, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, listening or on YouTube, listening to their seminars, positive affirmations, because as you do this, it then begins to change how you think. The mind, your mind, my mind is like soil. It literally is like soil in that whatever you plant in it, it grows. If you listen to and speak lots of negative things, your mind sees it as real, and what your mind sees as real becomes real for you. Why? Because there are three elements to the outcomes we have in our life, with our money, with our relationships, with our health, everything. Number one, it starts with your thinking. If your thinking is negative and limited, then your thinking, number two, dictates your actions, the actions that you take. Let's take in your business, for example. If you truly believe in your business, if you truly believe you're not going to make it, if you truly believe that people like you who come from your background don't really make it, that success isn't people like you because you're a woman or because you're a guy or because you're black or because you're white or because whatever it is, if you truly believe that, guess what? Your actions reflect exactly what you truly believe. You either won't do the work or you'll do a little bit, but the split second something happens that you didn't anticipate, you quit. And you then cite the fact that, you see, people like me don't make it. And then number three, because you didn't believe, you therefore didn't put the work in, and therefore because you didn't put the work in, guess what? You therefore get no results. And you interpret your low results, number three, as evidence of, you see, people like me don't make it. So stage one is understanding the power of your environment. Now, when you click the link down below, I can show you how to deal with, because this is powerful. This is, and I believe it's valuable, not just because you can go on to achieve all that you're meant to achieve when your mindset is right, but also I believe it's the greatest gift that you could ever give yourself in terms of getting your thinking right. What would it mean to you to have good self-esteem? I don't mean arrogance. I'm not talking about arrogance, but just healthy self-esteem. Doesn't everything flow from there? Your sense of joy, happiness, relationships, it's so critical, as well as and especially if you're looking to use the internet to create financial freedom as well in your business. Number two is the second method I found to literally reduce negative thinking is to increase your level of self-belief. Now, how on earth do you do this? How do you increase your level of self-belief? Simple. I want to give you one of them. One of them is affirmations. Now, when you come to affirmations, what I do is there's certain affirmations I do most mornings. I don't do it every morning, most mornings, and certainly most evenings as well. And the reason why the evenings are so important and why affirmations are so important is this, is everyone talks to themselves. The figures are approximately you and I have in one day, in one 24-hour day, approximately 74,000 thoughts and impressions per day. 74,000 thoughts and impressions per day. Let me explain how the mind works. Imagine the image of an iceberg. So within an iceberg, Sigmund Freud, the father of modern psychoanalysis, said this. Imagine an iceberg. An iceberg is about 10% above the water, but 90% under the water. Now, the 10% above the water, that's what's called the conscious mind. In the conscious mind, this runs on logic and memory. It's sort of things you're using if you're studying, if you're doing maybe like maths or physics or doing your day-to-day job. And it's got about 7,000 neurons in it, so electrical centers that store information. The conscious mind has 7,000 neurons. But get this, your subconscious mind, that is the real you, it has over 9 billion neurons. 9 billion neurons. And whereas your conscious mind runs on logic, your subconscious, this goes on emotion. And the key thing is this, is that what you want to do is when you do affirmations really plug in to the subconscious. Now, the third way to overcome negative thinking is that you'll need to be able to increase your sense of self-worth throughout realizing that there are people that you must mix with, but also people that you need to stay away from. Now, this is so critical because the people that you mix with, the majority of people that you mix with, they literally affect your thinking and your level of self-worth. One of the most amazing things and the most challenging things I ever did before my breakthrough in my own self-esteem and in my businesses was when I began to cut certain negative people out of my life. Now, the key thing is this, it's not that I think I'm better than them, but I do think better than them. Say it all the time. It's not that I think I'm better than those people, but I do think better. It is critical you accept this. Every single person I know who I've helped in business and helped raise their level of self-esteem, this has been a crucial part of it, whereby everyone has at least maybe 5 or 6 people, and come on, you know it, they're dead weights. These people are negative. Every time you try to go with them and talk about something you want to accomplish or some goal you have, they are constant naysayers. I have eliminated practically all those people out of my life. I don't need them. Neither do you. Think about a spaceship, a shuttle, which is seeking to escape the Earth's atmosphere. Part of it is that it needs its rocket boosters to push up and to break free from what's pulling it down. You are the same. Your mind needs that booster to go up and achieve all that it can. Now, lastly, the fifth method I found in terms of overcoming negative thinking is getting small wins, because negative thinking, transitioning from negative thinking to positive thinking only means something if there's a goal that you want to achieve. So what I find is this, is that once you achieve something and take small steps towards that, even if it's small, tiny steps, your mind then begins realizing, hold on, that thing which I'm fearing isn't that bad at all. For example, like I said, when it came to me building a business and helping other people building a business, I used to be terrified. I'll be honest with you, terrified about getting on the phone and speaking to clients, be it investors, be it